So good morning guys, and welcome back to another weekly Wednesday special. It is 7:15. I'm waiting for the gates to be open over there, and whilst we wait, let's consider liking this video guys. Let's aim for 3,500 likes. And if you're brand new around here, consider subscribing to this channel, D&J Projects. It would mean a lot to me, it would mean a lot to my dad, and we'd very, very much appreciate it, guys. So if you could subscribe to the channel, we'd appreciate it. We've got Jordan just pulling up, and he will open those gates, so that's always a good sign for me. What are we doing today? Well, me and Asnet are going to take you along for a bit of a fence install today. Most of it, I would say, is like a sliding job. And then there's a part of it that is one full bay installation. But the sliding is going to be quite tricky and quite different because we've actually got to use a steel saw to put some sort of fancy cuts through these gravel boards. So that should be quite interesting. I am actually sort of secretly looking forward to that. I know it's going to be hard, but since I quoted this job in August, that's how long ago that was, guys. So that is for future reference for anyone. If you do want D&J to quote, I have to wait a couple months for the job because we are extremely busy, but being extremely busy is always a good sign of good quality work. I've just put the GoPros on charge, because it seems a lot of you were very impressed and happy with the GoPro on the head sort of footage. I don't even know when this video is going live, so it might be a few weeks since it's happened, but we're going to continue doing that. So Dad's going to do that on the grab, on the digger. It's going to be quite good using that GoPro. The only thing we need to do is get probably a different mount or untighten the mount, because Jesus Christ, it was so tight on my head. I said that to Jordan. I said, bloody hell, my head is killing because of that GoPro. But it's all about content, and it's going to be staying, guys. So what we're putting on the van, we're putting 5 gravel boards, smooth, 1 8-foot inter on the van as well. Looks like my dad has got 16 ton of hardcore to go today. Got 1 2 3 4 5, 1 8-foot inter. Just need to get rid of these panels around the side. We'll do that in a sec once Jordan has got out of the way. I believe my dad and Jordan and that are going to be filming today. Again, I don't know where this Wednesday video is going, but I know they're going to be on the driveway jobs. Hopefully you've already watched that video. If not, it's in one of the top corners right now, guys. We're going to be taking today, not this. This has just been left on for a couple of days, so we need to get this off, but we'll get this off. We'll just come back to get our panels for our jobs. The reason we're not taking panels now is because they are going to be customs. So we've got these gravels, like I mentioned, the posts and that, and all of these tools. This is what we need. Steel saw's going to come in handy today, because I believe we've got a fancy cut on the gravel board or two, like I mentioned earlier. Just waiting for Ant to grab Finn now. Finn is going to be on his way here, so we've got a 3-man team on fencing today. It's not often for the D&J boys that we have the 3 guys on there, but we're going to make it work either way. So when we get to the job, we'll show you what we're doing, and we'll catch up then. So hello guys, we are on the job. It's this right here. Let me just explain what is happening today. So this bay right here, everything is pretty much staying with this one. We're going to take this little root thing here down to ground level, and then there'll be a gravel board dropping in there, and then a panel sliding in between these posts. And then this post here, can you see that the line is way over there? Now we don't know if it's because of that manhole drain right there. What we're going to do, we're going to take this out, have a little safety dig around about there, because we want that post to go there. Obviously a brand new one, that's why the 8-foot's there. Probably didn't need an 8-foot, but it is what it is. And once we get that post in there, there'll be a gravel board, sloping panel running down to the top of post. And then the next bay, this post that we put in will be at the same height as this post. And then that's just going to be a gravel board and panel. And this is where the fancy cut on the gravel board is going to have to be done. This panel is going to be a sloper from there to there, gravel board and a panel, of course, and then we've got to put another post in here with a straight across panel right there. Should be pretty simple, this part of the job, and there is a bay over there, but we'll get to that when we get to it. You don't want to mess with this bar, guys. It's a scaffolding bar. I think we've shown it before. Scaffolding bar with a bar inside it. It's very strong.
I need you.
So then, as you hopefully saw in a time lapse, got a lovely deep hole there now. That's because this came out like a piece of cake, which is always nice. No drain at the side of this, so I don't know why it was over here. I don't know if it was a do-it-yourself sort of job, but we've just took a tiny bit of the foundation wall away, and we'll be able to drop a post in there, in line with our post, in line with the next post, of sorts anyway. Obviously, you can only go as far as that wall will let you. Finn's been down here, taking concrete out, getting this hole ready to run a post in there at this height, which is always good. Working like a well-oiled machine today, that's what we like to see. Asni's been on still saw, cutting a little channel out here. Can you see this channel, guys? That's so the gravel board can sit in. We don't know if that's perfect yet. Obviously, you've got to drop the gravel board in. Reason we've done that is because the gravel board was running slightly like that. We need the bottom, that side, just to drop down a bit to get it to level. Yeah, we're going to get this gravel board in. It's a little looser than we would have liked. If it's too bad, we'll get a 7. We'll cut about half an inch over 6 foot. But it's like they've got death wishes. Just sitting in the middle of the road, not a care in the world. Let me know in the comments down below if you're a fan of cats. I am a fan of cats. So, with that channel out, we're so close, we're getting there. It was all the way over here. So what do we need? We need about that much. So the plan is, cut more to this route, sort of where the concrete, you see how this concrete's here? By the way, we are filling this in with concrete, but cut to around about there, and then that'll make the gravel board go like that. So, just to get that, like that. Some people would leave that like that, because when you step back, it don't look bad. But we don't do that sort of thing at D&J Projects. So let's get it out, get it cut, and get it back in. Bada bing, bada bong. That's what we're about at D&J Projects. We love this game. So this bay is done. This bay, I think is just over 6 now, I believe. But Jordan's bringing me a 7, so that's always a bonus. And then obviously the dodgy cuts. Let's just make sure to see if it is over 6. It looks close.
Just over.
Just over.
73.5.
73.5. And what's the next one?
74.
74. So yeah, definitely got some 7s to go in here, which is not a problem, guys, because we are getting custom panels for these, so that doesn't matter too much. Yeah, it's going to look good, this one. Lads have just chucked this gravel board in here. That one's sitting lovely and level as well. But when you step back, it looks like it's running down the hill, and sometimes the ground plays tricks on you. That brick wall is making it look like it's running down, but when you actually walk up to the level, it's level. This panel's going to be a sloper. Whilst we wait for the other materials, which won't be long now because the lads are on the way to the tarmac job, so they'll just round the corner from us. We're going to sort out a bay right there. Well, dig the holes anyway. So then, guys, there was going to be a bay here, like I mentioned earlier, but customer has just changed mind. We're not doing this now. It was going to be a bay from here to there, obviously tall, up to match post. But customer don't want that now, which is not a problem. I'll put these bins back where I find them. Yeah, no worries. So, we're just waiting for a 7 foot now. We should get this job done real fast as well, which is always a bonus, because then it means we can actually get onto the tarmacking job. It just means I might have to bulk out this video with like a Q&A or take you along for another day. But it is what it is. I'm sure you won't mind it being a bit longer than the 10 minutes probably going to be right now. But right now, we need a 7 foot, a 7 foot, and a small gravel board, which I've got there, so we can get that done, but I can't do it because I ain't got the post. Because on me, I forgot the post. These, they're just 7 foot bays. For some strange reason, they've turned out at 7 foot, both sides as well. It's not like I've just moved the post over one way and had to cut a 6 down and then had a 7. They're both 7 foot, or actually both 73.5 inches. And our gravel boards are 6 foot 72, but our gravel boards are about 71.5. So none of our gravel boards will fit, so that's just unfortunate. But that one over there, I definitely forgot the post for that. Geordie's dropping it off, and it's not too far away from the job that he's doing, so that's a bonus, the only bonus of it. Lads have just gone to get a coffee, because we're near Rolleston Fish Bar and there's a cafe there, so whilst we're waiting, they've gone to get a coffee. I'm going to measure up for some panels. I can measure 1, 2, and probably 3 right there. So I'll get them measured, wait for the stuff to get delivered. As soon as it gets delivered, we'll catch back up. I'm about. The lads have been. We've been able to get this 6 foot in there as well. Finn is just digging a little trench ready for our gravel board, because our gravel board can't be any higher than that gravel board right there. Might have to cut a little shape out of the gravel board at that side. Where is it? It's quite hard doing this on camera. Just there, because the concrete of the post is already set, and obviously it's going to be a lot higher than where our gravel board needs to be. So I might just need to cut a little channel out of the gravel. A lot of cuts on gravel boards on this job. Lads are back. Got us a tee, me and Asna. About to get a gravel board off so we can cut it for there and get it in with these magic fingers. In fact, Finn, use your magic fingers, mate, on this bay right here to get a gravel board in. And there we have it. We've got gravel lining up with gravel, just compacting the soil now, getting it back, making it look good. Panel will go to obviously top of that concrete post. Just there, top of that concrete post. Slope, one running across, slope, one running across. I've just cut the bit off that we needed. As you can see, I've cut off just a little bit. It's about half an inch, 1 inch. It's nothing really. But the plan is now to use Big Groot that's next to Finn, just to chop this down a bit, because I need this part of the ground level. Of course, we're going to the lowest point of ground here, so there's only going to be a little bit of a gravel board there, I would assume, but this is a drop from there to here, but this is going to be a sloper, so the panel will go quite tall. So yeah, let's get it. So then, first cut of the gravel is in. Quite happy with that one, but that, some would say, is the easier one of the two, because this one here will need a bit up, across, and I'm probably just going to run it all the way across, because I can use the ground to fill that in rather than go down again. So hello guys, and sorry to interrupt this video so harshly, but it is a good interruption. And why is that then, Dad?
Because we're going to give a massive shout out to Emma Kelly, who watches every single episode and even watches them twice, I have you know. So she gets her views up. So Emma Kelly, this is your shout out. We love you loads.
We do indeed. And thank you, Emma Keller, genuinely from the bottom of our hearts, from all of the D&J family, for continuing to show the support, watching the videos, like Dad says, twice. Really, really does mean the world to us that people like yourselves has taken time out of your busy lives watching the videos, because sometimes they're an hour long, and if you're going to be watching them with us, with Pam, we very, very much do appreciate it. So a big shout out to you for watching those videos. Yes, both of you now. So yeah, so Pam, start watching more of the videos, because Emma Keller, she's a professional on them. So yeah, big shout out to you both. We do love you all. Thank you for the continued support. It shouldn't be too bad. It should be that, but longer across and down. Should be good. We'll do this one with the magic fingers. In fact, no, let me set up a time lapse. May as well. So 2 cuts, rather than doing a gravel board there and then putting a gravel board on top, we've gone for the fancy sort of, what would you call that, 90 degree? Still a rebar in there, so plenty of strength, which is always nice, and a rebar in that one as well, I believe anyway. Obviously, worst case scenario, if they do snap, which they shouldn't, I'll just come back and I'll change them, do a different technique. But for now, I'm happy with what we've done with that. Just need to take measurements for that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Head back to the yard and be out of here. I'm thinking there isn't going to be enough footage for a weekly Wednesday special with this video. Of course, you're going to see us sliding all of these bad boys in, all that sort of good stuff. A little bit of concrete right here. But other than that, I'm not thinking there's going to be enough footage for a weekly Wednesday special. So the video is not done. We're just going to find something else once this job's done. But yeah, back to the yard we go. I cannot remember where we finished this video. All I know is we're back with panels and my banana skin. Do you like your bananas slightly green, or do you like them really yellow and mushy? I'm sort of more yellow than green, but definitely not too green, but not too soft. What do you like, Finn?
I don't like bananas.
You don't know. You don't even like bananas. How can you not like a banana? Do you like banana milkshake?
Depends.
On?
Banana milk, I do like. Banana milkshake now.
McDonald's?
Yeah?
Yeah? Yezu?
Yeah, easy, yeah.
Yeah? Nourishment?
Nah.
Y food?
Nah.
Oh, you don't like a Y food?
It's not for me.
Not for him, that one. What's your favourite Y food?
Cold brew coffee.
Cold brew. I knew he was going to say cold brew coffee. This is a guy that eats a coffee feed, this guy. Well, yeah. Let's get some panels on. Not on, in. The side is on left.
Yeah.
So yeah, you go walk anywhere down there, yeah? So. You in?
So I didn't, yeah?
Come in. Okay. Well, it's got to go down, but we won't push it down yet because we get small one in and then we know we can definitely push it down for that, yeah?
Yeah.
It's always better to push it down after because then you're not pushing the coaster like that.
Oh, yeah.
Good to me.
Got that on there.
Just a little tap down with your hand. Yep.
Got that, yeah?
Yeah, and then this one here just needs a tap down here.
This one.
Yeah. Yes, mate. Looks good now. Right, which one's this one?
Slow.
This one's a sloper, isn't it?
Second one.
Also, I'll have to spin it around.
Yep.
So, you in?
Yeah, I'm in. You in?
Yeah. 2 6.
Oh, there we
It
go.
was on the tree, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Alright, so just that one there. Stuck in the tree or no? Yes, mate? Happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy.
I'm happy with that.
This is going to be the worst one.
Looking good. So that's what we're working with so far. Nah, it's the big boy right there. Alright, get it into position first before we mess about. Alright, you ready? Come on, just watch that bit. Just got to go up there, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, big dog. Yeah. Gently does it. Lovely. I'm happy, Son. You happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
That's what that does. So this one is complete now, guys. Let me just remind you what this was looking like 3 hours ago, max sort of thing. Around about 8:30, it's 12:30. So what's that, 4 hours? 4 hours ago, this was looking like this now. As you can see, nothing really there. Need some privacy. Just need it looking a bit better than it is. And right now, it looks like this. I'm very happy with the cuts on the gravel boards round. Customers very happy with them as well. Definitely not too shabby. But yes, that is another day, or another job, should I say, for D&J. Pleasure having you here as always, guys. If you could like, comment and subscribe, we would very much appreciate it. The video is not done yet, so don't get worried, don't get scared. I actually don't know how long this video is, but I don't even know if it'll be 10 minutes yet. So it's definitely got to be longer. I'm going to do that on these next clips. Don't know what it's going to be, but hopefully you stick around to find out. So hello guys, obviously you've just watched me, Finn, a little bit of Ant actually as well, do that fencing with those gravel board cuts and the slidings in part of the job. Obviously, let us know what you think to that down below in the comments. But we said that we wasn't sure if it was enough content. When I actually said it was 10 minutes, it was actually near on 20 minutes. So I need around about an extra 10 minutes worth of content for you. And we haven't done a Q&A in a while. So I asked on Instagram, it's on screen now, to ask questions. So there was quite a few questions asked. We probably won't run through them all. The ones that we don't run through on YouTube will get answered on Instagram. But yeah, Dad's joined me now. And obviously for the ones that had watched Sunday's video, you'd have already saw this that my dad's done. Looks pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. He just says he's not going to do it again because it was a bit of a ball ache. But anyway, first question of the day is from McCandy Plastering and Decorating. And this is, any goals for 2023? And also, what do you use for editing videos? The editing videos is pretty simple. It is iMovie on the MacBooks. It's even on your phone. So if you want to ever have a go at doing a video, you've got an iPhone, you can film it on your phone and you can edit it on your phone as well. There's plenty of YouTubers that do that. But it is pretty easy. And goals for 2023?
I really thought about that, to be honest. Would like the 100,000 subscribers if it's YouTube. Business-wise, just to be more efficient. I think that's our goal for next year, to be more efficient.
Just for YouTube, 100,000 subscribers. I think that is definitely the goal. Would like to hit 100,000 pretty soon so we can get that plaque and get that plaque hung up in the office. I think that would be pretty cool. Yes, I know there's probably millions of channels with 100,000, but I think that is quite a big achievement to get 100,000 people to press that subscribe button. So if you are new around here and you haven't pressed it yet, or if you're old school and you've been with us for a while, you've just not pressed it yet, please consider pressing that red button, because it does mean the world to us and it does help the channel out in the long run. But yeah, thank you for that question, mate. This one is from Curious Tony, I believe. Are you free planning anything special for your 100th episode? We've not spoke about anything, nothing special.
When is it? I know I've got it.
18, I think. I think there's 18 more to go.
So we've got a while to plan something. Depends what's in the pipeline as well. Depends what we're doing. We've been a construction channel.
I can't imagine there'll be anything special for it. Maybe there'll be another one of those, like a day out sort of thing, like what we did with the go-karting for the Christmas. That was like a Christmas special. Maybe something like that for the 100th special. That would be quite cool, I guess.
Not a bad idea, actually.
Get all the lads together, the girls as well, see if they want to do it again. If it's not go-karting, it could be something else. Paintballing, something. I'm sure it might have been Finn that mentioned that to my dad the other day. I can't remember.
Finn hasn't been paintballing.
Yeah.
That says it hurts.
So he's probably not missing out on much, but no, maybe something along those lines. Either way, it will definitely be filmed and there will be a 100th episode. This one's from Fiona. What inspired you to do YouTube? Do you have any other local businesses supporting you? What inspired?
They're going to hate this. It was Asheville. I sat here in this exact space, looking up at the telly behind you.
Literally up there, guys.
And I said, we can do this.
Yeah.
And I says, 100% we can do this. And Stevie already had the skills to do the editing. Both novices at filming. If you go back to the early ones, I was so nervous. So nervous. That's what inspired us. It was Daniel.
Yeah. Seeing someone else do it.
And it was Evil GT, actually. Evil GT as well. They were like a class their channel as it's a car channel, isn't it? Cars. Matt Armstrong, another one. Yeah.
He's absolutely smashing it right
But
now.
it was Daniel Louisa from Asheville, obviously, but says I can do this. We can do this.
And it's a good job that Dad said that and thought that, because now, look, coming up to 2 years later, it's actually almost 2 years, January, coming up. So in a few weeks' time, it will actually be a 2-year anniversary for the YouTube channel.
So I expect all your presents.
Yeah. So that's a good question. Oh, and do you have any other local businesses supporting you?
You know BP does.
Yeah.
BP supporters. There is Frank Keys.
Yeah,
they're local to us. They support us. There's a lot of companies we help as well. We always mention them. We always ask them if we want to mention them that when we're going. So they all support us really when you think about it, whether we deliver to. But yeah, I think mostly BP and obviously Frank Keys are our main one. Frank Keys is a big one at the minute.
But also a lot of the traders that obviously still use us through our general customers. Anyone that spends a penny, I guess, at D&J is a supporter in that sense.
Yeah.
And then subscribers, people that watch the channel, that is a massive, massive support system right there. You don't have to actually buy anything from us when you're actually watching these videos, liking the videos, commenting. That is a massive, massive support, more than you could ever know. So if you could continue to keep doing that, we'd very much appreciate it. So thank you for the question, Fiona.
Good question, yeah.
This one's from Aaron. Can I use Postfix with oak sleepers to fix them in place for farm gates? Like as if he was doing a post for gates, basically.
100%.
I can't see no reason why you couldn't. It's going to do the exact same thing on pretty much any material. You could put a steel post in the ground. It's still going to hold it there. Like when we do those steel security posts. They're steel, metal. Use Postfix, hold it in.
It's a post at the end of the day, isn't it? It's, whether it's wood, metal, aluminium,
So you
steel.
can definitely use Postfix,
it's
mate.
post-fix.
Yeah.
It's
Postfix is really good, and it's practically the same as a cement and ballast mix. It's just that it goes off super fast in comparison. You've got 5 to 10 minutes of it going off rather than maybe 24-hour period and not having to worry about leaning on that post. Massive gust of wind on that post. Sometimes you get customers when set that post, come out an hour later, and for some reason they do the wobble test. Like they put their hand on it and they move it, and you think, why would you do that? We've had that before, actually on job, standing next to me, and they gave it a wobble, and I think to myself, it's not what I would do. But yeah, Postfix is good, mate, because it goes off faster than your traditional stuff. And this one's from Mostly Diggers. Did you get a maintenance contract with the Sani? Do they really have a 5,000 hour warranty? I think this is going back to Dad's. Oh, he mentioned something in a previous video about doing a service for himself. That's it. He was actually mentioning doing a service.
Yeah, I mentioned it to him about the service. Obviously, doing it to keep the warranty and everything in the house. And he said, to be fair, first service is filters. He says you can do that yourself. Filters and everything else. The next service is oil, and the next service was, what did he say it was?
5,000 sounds too long. I think it was 500.
Yeah, it's 500. 500 hours or a year your next service is.
Yeah.
And I says, oh, I'll book it in with you guys then. But the first one will do. That's why you get all the filters with it. You get filters, all the tools, you get a load of tools again. I ain't showing you the tools because you ripped me apart in the comments last time about the toolbox, didn't they? But yeah, I believe it's 5 years. I think it's more than 5,000 hours. But I'll have to have a look. But I know it's definitely 5 years warranty on it. It filters off. So your first 2 years covers everything. The third year, it starts filtering off. So the third year, fourth year, fifth year covers stuff like cracks and stuff like that in booms or welding or bits and bobs like that. But yeah, the warranty was really, really good on it. Really good.
So thank you for that question, Mostly Diggers. This one's from Olsen. What is the most difficult part of your job?
If you're asking Finn, it's getting up in the morning.
Yeah, some would say that. Most difficult part of the job. Well, I'm not sure. I can't really think of anything. Like, what's
digging
difficult?
holes. Digging holes, it's got to be it's digging holes.
If it's fencing, I guess it can be the ground, but
I think on the concrete side, it's popping. Jordan would probably disagree. He prefers popping rather than filling. But I think popping's the hardest part of that job. Fencing, I think, is digging holes. Some holes you could be on it for half an hour, some holes you could be on it 5 minutes.
probably getting old concrete posts out, if they've been put in correctly in the first place. That can always be a bit of a ball ache.
Grab side, the hardest part of the grab bit, probably grabbing concrete. I mentioned that before. Grabbing the concrete, and sometimes when the load sticks, you have to get in and clear it out. Deliverer, it's the actual weight of the posts. But that's an easy job. You unload, and then you've got like 20-30 minutes right back to the yard, so you get a little bit of rest. I don't think there's any real when you think about it.
It's not hard,
No.
because there's nothing really difficult, because you've always got every tool that you need for the job.
And if you haven't, we get it.
So there's nothing really difficult, really. I can't think of anything that makes me think this is just rubbish and why am I doing this? So, but that could also be that I just say enjoy the part of the job. It may be hard to someone else, but maybe we're just enjoying it that much. It's just part and parcel of it. So I genuinely can't think of anything that says the most difficult part of the job, because I actually do love everything about it. So I'm sure there's something, but I can't really think of anything that's worthwhile moaning about, to be honest.
No one really moans about anything, do they? So you can't even say, oh yeah, that's what I'm really moan about. No. I know there's hard parts of the job, but we don't see it as being like that. Yeah, just crack on.
Yeah, but thank you for the question, Olsen. It's a good question, because it's
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
about it,
Yeah.
and maybe we'll find an answer for that in the future. This one's from Dale, I believe. Is there any plans to hire someone to do some filming and editing for you in the future? Not right now. Not right now. Probably spoke about it previously. Maybe one day, but we've got a plan. We film an hour a night max. If I even do that, some days I don't even out. Tuesday and a Thursday I don't even do that because I'm going out socialising. So everything that we do at the moment, it just runs like an oiled machine. There's nothing that's need changing. It gets edited, it gets a watch through, make sure that we're both happy. If there's something that needs taken out or adding to, it gets done, ready for the Sunday or the Wednesday. It's like this that we're filming now. This is 2:10 on Tuesday. This video all needs to be edited and live for tomorrow, Wednesday. But it will all be done. It will all be done. Whilst you are still enjoying it, I would say there's no point sort of subcontracting it out. If you're enjoying it, it doesn't matter if I'll be done at 12 o'clock midnight tonight. I'm enjoying the process, so I'll stay up and I'll make sure it gets done. Not right now, but maybe in the future we'll have a look. I guess the hardest
If it gets
part,
too much, then obviously then...
yeah, and that's never going to happen because it would only ever get too much if we decided. Because what you have to remember, guys, we film what we want to film and we show you what we show you. It's all our own choice, our decisions. So it can't be too much because we're deciding what we're filming anyway. So it can never really be too much. You know what helps as well? The fact that there's two of you. If you were a sole YouTuber having to film everything yourself and worry about filming something, because let's say Dad's busy and he's got just a jam-packed day and he's thinking, I ain't got time to take the dedication that he needs to make it, because it's not just about filming, it's making sure that the filming aspect is good, not just boring drivel all the time. So if Dad's thinking, I haven't got time right now, at least he can know that, or at least Stevie's filming it, and vice versa. If I'm thinking, can't really film these bays, I just need to get it done, but I know Dad's backed me up with grabs throughout the day, so it's a big benefit having two people film. That is
Imagine it is harder with one person, especially if it's one 100%. Person on their own filming and editing and doing everything on their own. I'd imagine that's hard.
Must be hard.
Pressure must be hard as well. We took that pressure away. We used to think about it more, but now, like I say, with both of us filming, if one of us don't film, we've done enough for the other one. And then the next day the other one can ease off a little bit. It works well the way we're doing it. I think, like I say, we don't need anyone at the minute.
No. Well, it's a
why,
really
why
good
change
question.
something, or why change something? Because obviously
that
might affect the views for viewers at home.
That's also another thing as well. If you get someone to edit a video, they might be amazing what they do, but it might not fit to what the channel
Different
is.
style.
Yeah, the style. Our style seems to work well. We always get good positive comments from when we bounce back from what Dad's doing to what I'm doing. Dad will be doing something and they'll say, right, let's go see what Stevie's doing, and it bounces off Dad's chest and it comes off my chest, and then we'll show you a bit of fencing for a bit, and we go back and then Dad's in the office fixing something, and then it bounces back and then we're out doing a delivery. I think that's why people like it, because it goes from bam, ba bam, ba bam, ba bam.
Plenty of content. That's what we always get in the comments. Plenty of content.
Yeah.
They like it when there's lots of content. You guys do.
So obviously, let us know if that's true, guys. Let us know in the comments now. Is that what you like? Do you like the variety of content? But good question, Dale. Thank you very much for that. Lee, Stevie, do you think you'll ever go more into the landscaping side, for example, paving? A few years ago, I thought, I would really like to learn more do with the paving side. I know I could lay a patio now, 100%. I've never done one right now, but I know I've got every step in my head of how to do it. But that's the beauty of having people that are better at certain aspects of the job working all on the same team. You don't need to have one person that just needs to be the boss of everything and know everything and how to do it all. When you've got Jordan that's great at this, you've got Dad that's great at this, you've got me that's great at this, Ant's great at this, Jordan in the hardcore and in the concrete is great at this. So yes, I would like to do a little bit more, but at the same time, there's people in place that are just better at me at certain things, and I have no problem with that whatsoever, guys. There's a saying, or something along the lines, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So
yeah, that's a good saying.
It's a good saying.
Yeah.
So there's always something to learn, and there's always someone better than you at something, but it's not a bad thing. So thank you very much for that question, buddy.
Play skills.
Do appreciate it. Yeah, that's it. Nothing wrong with having someone that knows more than you on something. You might know more than them on something else, and then if you work together,
Bounce off each other.
it is really good. So, but that's a good question. Thank you for that, buddy. Kerman Mike, who was the best dressed on a night out? I think we're all good at getting dressed up, to be honest.
I think Jamie on the night
Jamie
out,
looks good.
yeah, Jamie
looks
always makes an effort, and Jamie loves getting a suit on. So
Yes. Proper
I
all
think-
three piece as well.
if you're going at the Christmas do, I think Jamie, and then I think Anne.
Yeah,
I mean,
Anne looks
but
good.
Anne felt super uncomfortable, but he looked really, really smart. He
Yeah.
looked really smart. I did tell him that because he's never ever owned a suit or anything like that. But yeah, he looked really good.
Yes.
Really good.
So Ant is more of a sort of a tracksuit guy. Expensive tracksuits, I must say. But he said he felt weird because he went to Slater's actually in Nottingham to try on a suit, because obviously when we go out, night out, Christmas night, we all like to look smart. And he did. He genuinely did. Like Dad says, he said he felt uncomfortable, but he looked really good. So hopefully he could do that in the future as well, because he's a different man.
Yeah.
Looked good. Looked good.
It's always good to get spruced up,
That's
your word,
it,
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's why we do the Christmas do.
Good question, buddy. And this one's from Fazza. What's Dave's opinion on remold tyres for HGVs?
I didn't even realise I still did them. I wouldn't put them on ours, personally. I didn't realise they still did remolds. I thought they got rid of them, but obviously they must do. So my opinion is, I'm not keen on them. I wasn't keen on them back in the day. A remold's a mould off another tyre. So what they do, they put the tyre in, they take the tread off it, and they put retread on, remould it and glue it on. So you know when you're going down the motor and you see these treads at the side where they've come off, that's come off a remould. So I think they should do away with it. I don't think they're even that much cheaper than just a cheap tyre, to be fair. But yeah, I didn't realise I still did that. If they do, then I won't buy them. Not on our trucks anyway. I think they're dangerous.
A good question, Fazza. Appreciate that. This one's from Henderson. Would you like to work with some of the big highways out there? AMA, Ringway, Keir, etc.
I've never heard of any of them.
No,
Is that in the UK?
I'm not sure, but
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't think we need to, be fair. We're not big enough. I've done civil engineering on roads and stuff like that, and I know what they expect of you. And I think we're quite comfortable where we are, doing what we do without working for any big corporate companies. So we're building D&J. So I think we're happy where we are. If something did arise, I don't think we've got the staff to do that. So yeah,
good question.
Yeah, quite happy where we are, to be fair.
thank you, Henderson. And this one is from Jones Brickwork, D Jones Brickwork. What's the furthest you've worked away from home? For D&J, me is only Derby-ish, so around the corner. I know Dad's been in London a few times doing boxing off and stuff.
Yeah, that was for D&J. So London's, I'm trying to think, gotta be London. I haven't done it up Scotland.
No.
Yeah, definitely London. For D&J, definitely London.
Yeah. For not D&J, I did. I don't know how I got into this. Guernsey.
Yeah, Guernsey.
Guernsey. Shop fitting in Guernsey for Next, I believe it was. And I think I was still in school in the 6 weeks holidays. Someone needed some help and I got put forward for it. And it was a bit awkward, really, because the guy didn't really speak to me at all. We drove all the way down, went on the ferry, barely made a conversation, and I'll never remember that. I'll never forget this.
I don't know what we're going to say.
On the way back, on the way back,
I can't believe we did this.
we pulled up at stations. Bearing in mind, I'm 15 years old, or something like that. Pulled up at the stations. This guy bought himself a Chinese 3-in-1. Come back in the car. Was just eating this Chinese right next to me. Didn't even speak to me. Didn't offer me anything. I'll never forget that. Because what was an extra $5 that I would have had to spend? I'd never forget. And this was a family friend. It's not like
I think it's not something I would do.
Yeah.
I
would rather
can't.
go starving and think, well, I can't afford to get us both something, so we both won't eat. I'll never forget that.
Or bought something a bit cheaper and shared it. But that's the kind of person I am. But I can't believe.
Yeah,
I'm not mentioning who it is or anything like that. But I just can't believe that person did that. And I only found that out a few years later. No, it's only a few years later. But yeah, bit weird. I'd never do that. Like Steve said, I'd go without. Or
Absolutely.
I'd say, do you want a drink, mate? Both get a drink.
Yeah.
We've got a chocolate bar, you know what I mean? But so you both eating. I couldn't sit there and eat in front of someone.
I know.
It's like peeling an orange in your pocket. Yeah, good question. I don't know how I've got onto that, but yeah, good question.
Cheers, Jones Brickwork. This is from Charnley. It's not actually a question, it just says your driveway. And obviously we can assume that's Dad and Mum's driveway, the resin.
100% it is coming. Whoa, when do you see this? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Coming next year.
Next year.
Next year. I was going to say this year. Next year, 100% coming next year. You've seen we've got the resin.
Yeah.
It just weather took a hold. It's prepped up. It's ready to go. Bang.
Yeah.
It's all ready. So the only bit isn't ready is the side bit, but we can do the front. 100% we can do the front. We just have to cover the front up when we do the side. I'd like to get the side bit done as well. But yeah, the front's ready to go. Yeah, resin's bought. It's in the unit.
The thing with resin as well, guys, is yes, it's weather dependent, but all of the prep works practically turns it into a complete driveway, and you only put the resin on top. So obviously, as you all know, we're all busy throughout the year doing other people's jobs and actually doing jobs that pay and actually make you money. So obviously they do take a priority.
I think what it is, I know we've had a couple of few resin jobs done this year, which have took priority weather. So and then obviously the weather just turned, and we just didn't get a chance.
Yeah,
so,
it got cold real fast at the end of the year.
There is companies out there that do it, but I could probably do it, but it's a chance you take, and I just don't need to take the chance. You know what I mean? We don't need to take the chance. We've got, without giving too much away, next year we've got a couple more resin jobs to do on other customers. We've got some big driveways coming up.
Yeah.
So,
but it is getting done.
Yeah, it definitely 100% is getting done this year.
Getting done. Next year.
Yeah, next year. Not in the next couple of days, it's not getting done.
Chance023, do you plan to open another branch shop? PS, love the vids.
We get asked this question a lot. No. Like I said, every time we get asked this question, we concentrate on the Nottingham branch at the minute.
D&J, as much as we've sort of turned it into this, and I don't want to sound big-headed, but like this worldwide company, and I say worldwide company only from YouTube, the subscribers, it's known worldwide through our subscriber base. But remember, it is just a small family business. It's not a B&Q.
It's not
a franchise of that sort. And yes, would it be awesome to have, say, a D&J base in Manchester? Absolutely. But then you don't know anyone from Manchester. Where'd you get the trust? How do you know that they're doing everything to the standard that we set ourselves? It'd be very, very hard, I believe.
About splitting us all up. You could do it. I know how you do it. Obviously, you put your team leaders, your best people at the company to train other people at a different place. But I think you'd split us up.
Yeah.
Split us up. We don't need to. There's enough work in Nottingham.
Yeah, 100%. Absolute 100%.
And if people want stuff from Derby and stuff, we just have to travel.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, it is a good question. We get that question a lot.
This was from Jack. Silly question. What does the D and J stand for? So, we've answered this a million times, but it's always nice to answer it again. You might not have heard it the first time. But
might be a new subscriber.
So, the D and the J. So, D is obviously Dave, which is my dad right here. And the J used to be Jason, but now means juniors. Long story short is Jason was my cousin that set up D&J with my dad. Turned out it wasn't for him. Wanted to go and work for the Royal Mail. Left, ventured out elsewhere. Eventually joined the Royal Mail, so we followed that passion. And Dad obviously continued with D&J. D&J was already established, too far and too long in the tooth to change names now. It had just caused too much sort of aggro, basically. So now it is D for Dave and J for juniors. So Dave and juniors.
And was only doing landscaping. Wasn't doing everything else.
No.
We didn't have no units, so the website and everything was set up, and I just had branding on the t-shirts. I know it's little things like that, but it wasn't a harsh breakup or anything like that, so there was no need to change it.
No.
So we just kept it, and obviously it's juniors now.
And some people would say, obviously, Dad just mentioned like the branding on the t-shirts and stuff, but you have to remember this was almost at the beginning. There wasn't the money, just a vast pot sitting there. This was right. We've spent a lot of money on this uniform, on the website, and this, and then it's we could do with changing it now to change the name. It's like
there's too much involved.
All that money. Like,
branding on the van.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, we only had the blingo.
Yeah.
It was only the blingo. Yeah, it was.
Which is about 10 years deep now into this company. So, but it's a good question, buddy. But that is it. It is Dave and Juniors now.
Or Dad and Juniors.
Dad
if you ask the Jordans, it's Dave and Jordans.
Dave and Jordans, yeah.
If you ask them.
Well, that's a good question, buddy. So thank you very much, Jax. I don't know if you're new around here or just missed a few videos, but thank you for that, buddy. This one's from Marcus. Did you get Mighty White wrote on Mighty White? Not quite yet. There's a little bit of sign writing on Mighty White. It needs a little bit of a change.
To be fair, the reason why it hasn't got all the sign writing on is because it was frozen. So the back of the body was frozen like an ice box. So it did what it could in the time frame it did, because he reads the comments as well, and he said it was looking bad on his half because it wasn't getting done. He didn't want me running around with no sign writing on. But when summer months come, it will be sign written exactly the same as Big Red. They're going to be opposites. One's got red sign writing, one's going to have white sign writing. Yeah, and totally opposite colours, and that's how it's going to be. But at the minute, they're just temporary. So yeah, it has been done temporary. So we've got some decors on it.
Yeah, you know where that grab's associated to. It says D&J Projects. So yeah, it's going to look good when it is all done. Troy Walker, how big would you have the company if you won £1 million? I dare say Dad would buy a few more bits and bobs for the company, sort of toys.
That's this question before, isn't it? I think it's something similar to that.
Something like
if I had £1 million, what would I spend it on the company?
I believe Dad says maybe like another grab, another lorry, like one of those ones where you go to the quarry and just grab the stuff all the time. £1 million, it's a lot, but it's not a lot.
In a company, it's not a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my God, some stuff at the minute costs a fortune. I mean, you have a top spec crusher. Yeah. I bet you 300 grand.
Yeah.
400 grand for a shredder. A crusher shredder, 400. So then you've only got 600 left. Oh my God.
So if you want to donate £1 million to us, Troy, and let's see what we can do with that £1 million, we're more than happy to take it off your hands and see what we can do with it. That would be pretty good. So thank you for that, mate.
It's good. I like questions like that. Yeah, it gets us thinking.
That's it. This Q&A is lasting a lot longer than we thought it was going to do, but it is what it is, guys. I'm sure you'll be appreciative anyway. This one's from Ripley. Loved the point of view action in the cab. Can you guys do a video on the breaker attachment? This will be for the Sane. So when Dad was in the Sane, he had obviously the GoPro on his head. You can see the arm, the controls.
I enjoyed doing that, by the way.
Yeah, that was actually really good when Dad was pulling out the hedge and stuff like that, speaking to you about what he was going to do. That was really cool. And we do have a breaker attachment for the...
I've mentioned it. I've got to get the top hat for it. So at the minute, the breaker attachment fits the little dangerous, little micro digger. So we need to get another top hat for it so it fits the Sane. But we have got the other attachments come, so you'll see that soon.
Yeah, thank you for that question.
We'll use the head cam a bit more as well.
From Photography by Spike, may not make sense, but have you thought about making a bay for your wagons? Just not enough room. Not enough room in that yard to make bays for wagons. The wagons, if there was any more room for bays, they'd be made for something else, like a soil bay, a concrete bay. The wagons, they can just park anywhere and just get reversed out of the way. But good question, buddy. Thank you for that. Broader, have you thought about dyeing the concrete for the posts and gravel boards for a new range? Like, obviously, like a grey range or something like that. Good question. I think Dad's mentioned this before. The concrete machine, the volumetric mixer, has got...
It's spec'd up for it.
Basically spec'd up for that sort of stuff. But I don't think we get asked enough about, do you do this concrete, that concrete?
There's not enough demand. And summertime, we struggle to keep up now with demand. So putting a colour through it, any colour you put through, you've got to wash it through again. So the downtime and how much you'd do, you'd have to do a week of grey posts, a week of black posts, a week of yellow posts or whatever.
I think you'd be sitting on them.
Yeah, and we haven't got the room.
Yeah.
We haven't got the room for it to sit there.
Genuinely.
Different colours.
Well, good question there, Broad. I do appreciate that. We've got two more, guys. We've got one from Kieran. If you had to do another job, what would it be and why? What would it be and why?
Chief taster for Walker's Crisps. I don't even like crisps. I don't know why I said that.
I don't know. Another job and why? For being unrealistic footballer, because I love it, or a snooker player. I'm getting quite addicted to snooker at the moment. That's all I'm watching.
Formula One driver, wasn't it?
Yeah, Formula One. Season's over at the minute. I have been watching.
It's been on the pole at the go-kart.
Yeah.
Now I think it's Formula 1
I
driver.
have been watching a lot of go-kart videos, indoor go-karting.
What for?
Because I might sign up to that monthly thing that they've got going. But I get sick. I get motion sickness after about 15 minutes. So I have to stop driving basically. So I need to sort something out for that. But that's a good question. Maybe an
don't
F1
know.
driver, go-kart driver.
Me? I don't know. I really don't know. I've always wanted to own my own business.
Yeah,
so
obviously.
it's hard when you're doing something you're passionate about now. I used to be a machine driver. I always wanted to drive machines and stuff, and then
Yeah.
I made that my job. So I suppose I've just done it all, really.
Yeah. What would you guys do?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments now what you do now.
And
But if you
what
could-
your ideal job would be.
Yeah, if you could change, what would your new job be? Let us know in the comments, guys.
There's a guy here that says gives a job, so obviously that must be his. That
I
must
would
be
love
his.
I would love a job with D&J. So
That's his ideal job.
I don't. Who knows what the future holds for you?
And was a subscriber, remember?
Yes.
So when we are looking for more people, just make sure you're
Yeah.
subscribed on the
Yeah. You've not got to
Instagram.
be a subscriber.
No, I
but,
mean on the Instagram and that, so you have more chance of seeing job
Yes.
posts and stuff.
And then last one from Kishta. What was your highlight of 2022? Highlight of 2022. It's been a really good year. Got the new Grab, got the Sane, got the Dumper.
That's not us.
Which one?
The dumper.
The Dumper.
Sans.
Oh yeah, true. Not used it yet, but
I haven't said he'll come and paint it. No, I said, you're all painting now. I'm painting now. It's my dumper.
there's been a lot of highlights 2022.
The highlight of 2022, probably YouTube-wise, probably getting the Grab
Grab was
and
good.
the Sana.
Yeah.
They're both really, really good highlights.
The growth of the YouTube as well, continuing, not getting stale, not sticking there, just continuing, just keep going on that upward trajectory. I think that was a good thing. Turning 30 on holiday with family, that was always nice.
There's been so many.
It's been good. It has been good, guys.
We've had a good year.
Has been good. So obviously, and that has helped from all you lot as well.
I was about to say
Definitely
that.
helped.
Yeah, it's really, really helped. Reading them comments, it just
Yeah.
picks your day up as well. When you're in a bad day, you read the comments, it picks you up straight away. And you think, yeah, I really enjoy doing this.
Yeah, so thank you for that, guys. If you could continue supporting the channel, which I'm sure you will anyway, because if you've made it this far into the video, you are a proper OG and you're a proper supporter of D&J. So thank you for that, muchly appreciated. I believe it was Gary Side's birthday not too long ago. So happy birthday to you, buddy, because we actually never shouted you out.
We'll have another couple of shout-outs. There's a neighbour on my road who's stopped burner. His wife actually stopped burner. So, we give my husband a shout-out. He watches you. I've never even met him, and he just lives down the road. So his name is Adam Lee. So Adam Lee, this is your shout-out from your missus. And I'm going to give you oot every morning now when I pass. Your ass, mate. So yeah, there's your shout-out. But there's a couple of others, but
There's some in the top of my head. Stevie Boy Billings, been there
yeah.
from day one. See him all the time. There's loads. Leah Dawson. I'm sure it's Leah Dawson.
Yeah, it is Leah Dawson.
There's loads. Christine Taylor.
We met on holiday.
Yes, we did. There's loads and loads of people. I'll tell you what, guys, what we're going to do, I've been thinking about it. There's actually someone I watch on YouTube, Break From Life or something, I think his channel is, Snooker Channel. Sad, I don't know. He's got a world map that he's printed off, and then he gets people to comment where they're from and that, and he puts a pin on with the name next to it. So
Trucker Tim does that as well.
yeah, I think we'll look at doing something like that. So we've got like a room for you all, and we can all like put you onto this. So
I'll get a world map, and we'll get some little tiny pins.
Yeah, well, we'll get a world map, and then we'll get a map that is UK, because obviously there'll be a lot more UK, a bit like more detailed. So we'll do that, so we can start sort of putting back into it. Also, as well, if anyone's wondering about the beanie, the number for the beanie, I think it's in. We've filmed it, we've revealed. Me and Dad need to look through and who's got it, but that's coming out on Sunday. So the winner, you'll know if you've won on Sunday, this coming Sunday, because I was editing that last night. So you'll get to see if you have won the beanie. And I think it was something we're going to continue doing, because I can get them pretty fast. So yeah, pretty much it, guys. Q&A's done. This is
Yeah.
41 minutes, so I'll probably condense this down to 30 minutes. So it'll be around about an hour's video now, this will, guys. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel.
Thank you for the questions.
Thank you massively for the questions. Again, Instagram is on the screen right now if you want to follow us, ask some questions, see a bit more behind the scenes, see what Dad gets up to on his day-to-day, what I get up to on my day-to-day. Obviously, follow Dad's personal, my personal. The links will be in the description down below. Yeah, from me and my dad, I guess that's another day at D&J.
We'll see you in the next one, guys.
See you in the next one.